On November 12, 2024, just 2 weeks after devastating flash floods struck the Valencia region and nearby areas, Spain was once again hit by a strong storm caused by a Dana isolated depression at high levels. This resulted in severe flooding in many areas, especially in Castellón. The towns of Benicarló and Vinaròs in the Castellón province were the hardest hit, with heavy rainfall and floodwaters flooding the city streets, causing significant traffic disruptions and chaos. The rainfall levels recorded in areas like Vinaròs reached 50 liters squared in just 4 hours, while Peníscola and Colombrete saw significant amounts of rain, with 37 liters per meter squared and 54 liters per square respectively. The streets of these towns were submerged, and emergency services had to intervene to pump out floodwater and carry out rescues. The N340 highway, a major route in the region, was severely affected by the flooding. The fire departments of the provincial consortium responded to multiple rescue operations, particularly in Benicarló and Vinaròs. As the floods worsened, schools in Alcalá Alcocebre were closed, and Burriana began preparing Archimedes screws to manage floodwaters, while Onda stepped up efforts to clean drainage systems. The Castellón Provincial Council activated emergency measures to deal with the heavy rainfall, and the State Meteorological Agency, AMET, issued warnings about the ongoing danger. The region was preparing for the worst as it continued to recover from the previous storm. On Wednesday, November 13th, many municipalities in Castellón were forced to close schools due to the orange alert issued by AMET for the new Dana. The fire brigade had already prepared extensive resources, ready to deploy them based on the evolving needs of each specific situation, which was continually assessed as the storm progressed. Special coordination meetings were held, especially for the areas including Oropesa del Mar and Vinaròs, near the Tarragona border. On November 13, 2024, another severe storm hit the coastal regions of Spain, this time wreaking havoc in Malaga. Thousands of people were evacuated just 2 weeks after the country faced massive flooding in Valencia and nearby areas. Nearly 3,000 people and over 1,000 homes were evacuated in the Malaga area, according to the director of the Emergency Flood Risk Plan for Andalusia. Chaos erupted in the town of Benicarló, located in the Axarquía region of Malaga, where the Benicarló River overflowed, triggering the first major floods. The town council of Benicarló, with just 1,558 residents, issued a warning via social media, announcing that the Solano Dam had overflowed, posing a danger to the area. As a result, residents were advised to stay indoors, and those living in flood-prone areas were urged to move to higher floors. Videos from the scene showed the streets of Malaga submerged in water, while the Malaga City Council issued evacuation orders near the Campanillas River due to the risk of overflowing. Just before the river overflowed, the Minister of the Presidency and Interior acknowledged that the most worrying situation was in Benicarló, where the riverbed and the houses near it were at high risk. The mayor of Benicarló explained that after the river overflowed, homes in the area were flooded. However, he reassured that the rain had stopped, and although the water was receding, it was happening very slowly. The mayor also mentioned that they had been warning residents for 3 days to take preventive measures, especially not to approach the Cuatro Caminos area or the bridge over the river where the flooding had occurred. Emergency services were deployed to ensure that no one was in danger or attempting to salvage belongings in the floodwaters. The situation was further complicated by the presence of 2 dams upstream of the Benicarló River that feed into the Vinuela Reservoir. Both dams had overflowed, sending excess water into the town. Images posted on social media showed how the water had overtopped the bridge crossing the river and was beginning to flood. The mayor stated that he had never seen such a situation before and assured that he would not rest until the downpour had passed. Some residents had already moved to relatives' houses located in higher areas of the town to avoid the flooding. According to data from the Hidrosur network, which is part of the Junta de Andalucía, 108 liters per square meter of rain were recorded at the Benicarló River on Wednesday. The entire province of Malaga was on red alert for heavy rainfall that day. The state meteorological agency issued an orange warning for storms in the Sol, Guadalhorce, and Axarquía regions of Malaga, and also raised the alert to red risk due to the intense rainfall expected in the coming hours. The AMET director for Malaga reported that nearly 80 liters per square meter had been recorded at the agency's weather station in Malaga City, with warnings extending across the entire region until the end of the day. The persistent rain, coupled with the Dana storm, could bring up to 120 liters per square meter in just 12 hours. As a result, the emergency phase of the flood risk plan for Andalusia was activated from the previous afternoon. In the Malaga province, the red warning for rain was in effect until midnight for the Sol, Guadalhorce, and Axarquía regions, with up to 120 liters per square meter of rain forecast in the next 12 hours. The AMET also issued an orange warning for storms across both areas for the entire day. 5 areas near the Guadalhorce River were preemptively evacuated due to the risk of overflow. In just 1 hour, nearly a month's worth of rain inundated Malaga City, with around 100 millimeters of rain recorded, 78 millimeters of which fell in just 1 hour. The situation was dire, with impassable roads and flooded basins reported in multiple towns. The Spanish Meteorological Agency also issued red warnings for the Andalusia and Catalonia regions due to extreme rainfall, which led to blocked roads and flooded basements in several towns. Emergency services continued their efforts to support residents and mitigate the damage. Both Castellón and Malaga have been severely affected by ongoing floods caused by intense storms and heavy rainfall. Castellón is dealing with the aftermath of flash floods that have disrupted the daily lives of its residents, particularly in Benicarló and Vinaròs. At the same time, Malaga faces even more severe conditions, with thousands of people evacuated, entire neighborhoods submerged, and the ongoing risk of further flooding due to the overflowing rivers. In both provinces, local authorities and emergency services are working tirelessly to coordinate rescue operations and mitigate the damage. With continuous rain predicted and the possibility of even worse flooding, the situation remains tense. The impact of these extreme weather events is still unfolding, and the full extent of the damage will only become clear in the coming days as authorities continue to respond.